subsystems and how they interplay or they are interconnected with each other. So we have here the different Earth's Earth systems or the subsystems. So I know you can identify some of them here. So here we have the all life forms. So we have here the biosphere. Okay, naana po ang atong pagsulat. Okay, biosphere. And then here we have hydrosphere. Okay, for a grade 1. Okay, next we have the inner portion of the earth composed of lithosphere. So we have the geosphere. Okay, we are going to write it here. Okay, and of course, atmosphere. Wala ang O. Okay. So these are the 4 subsystems that interact or interplay with each other so that we can have a balance or we can have Earth itself as a whole. Diba? As a whole, Earth itself as a whole. So let's go first with atmosphere. So if you're going to recall, atmosphere is the thin gaseous layer that envelops the lithosphere. So the present atmosphere is composed of, okay, this is not new to you anymore. However surprising, many of us thought that it's composed mainly of or mostly of oxygen. But actually, it is composed mostly of nitrogen. In fact, that's 78% nitrogen, 21% oxygen, 0.9% argon, and some percent of trace amount of other gases. So atmosphere is actually one of the most important processes one of the most important processes by which the heat on the Earth's atmosphere is redistributed is through atmospheric circulation. So this is one of the importance of atmosphere. So aside from those gases that are used by living organisms, so one of the main importance of atmosphere is this one, okay, for atmospheric circulation. Okay, so atmosphere, there is also a constant exchange of heat and moisture between atmosphere and hydrosphere. So through what we call as the hydrologic cycle, okay, or what we commonly know as water cycle. So in this part here, we can see the two interconnectedness of these two systems. We have atmosphere and the hydrosphere. Okay, so di ba na-discuss ko na kanina about water cycle or a portion of it lang in water cycle. So warm air converges and rises to form low pressure zones, and those LPA are associated with increased precipitation. So, 'di ba? You commonly hear this one kung may namumuong bagyo. Okay, there's a low pressure area. By contrast, cold air descends to form high pressure regions or dry regions. So some of the known phenomenon that is caused by the interplay or the interconnectedness of these two subsystems is what we have like El Nino and La Nina. So when we talk about atmosphere, okay, we talk about this four or five terms here. Okay, so these are the different layers of our atmosphere. So if you're going to look at the illustration here, so we have starting from the lowest part, okay, near the surface we have the troposphere, stratosphere next, mesosphere, thermosphere, and the last one, the exosphere. So what is troposphere? So troposphere extends to about 14.5 kilometers above the Earth's surface. So the main importance of this one is it is actually where the weather forms. Okay, so if you see that the weather right now is a bit cloudy, so you can see the clouds at this part here of our atmosphere, the troposphere. Ayan. Then we have the stratosphere, found 14.5 to 50 kilometers above the Earth's surface. So this one here. So the ozone layer that protects the Earth from the sun's harmful UV radiation is found in stratosphere. Okay, so you can see the ozone layer here. Next, mesosphere extends from 50 to 85 kilometers above the Earth's surface. So from here to here, so that's the mesosphere. And the main function of mesosphere is it protects the Earth from the impact of space debris. So commonly you will see the meteors uh, at this part here. Okay, so that is mesosphere. By the way, um, I mentioned about meteors. So what's the difference between meteor, meteorite, and meteoroid? So of course we are wondering what's the difference between the three. Okay, when meteoroids, okay, those are the bodies that are floating there in space. When meteoroids enter Earth's atmosphere, or that of another planet like Mars, at high speed and burn up, so these fireballs or shooting stars are called meteors. So pag nasa labas pa siya, it's called meteoroids. And then if it's already, uh, once it reach the atmosphere, it is called a meteor. And then when a meteoroid survives a trip through the atmosphere and hits the ground, then it is called now a meteorite. So that's the difference between meteoroid, meteor, and meteorite. Okay, so let's continue. So the next layer is the thermosphere. This is found 85 to 600 kilometers above the Earth's surface. So here we have the thermosphere. So it has charged particles that are affected by the Earth's magnetic field. So the particles create the auroras or northern and southern lights. So the auroras are found in the thermosphere. So we have the aurora borealis, which is the northern light, and then the southern light is the aurora australis. Then the last layer is the exosphere, and this is the farthest layer from the Earth's surface. It extends to about 10,000 kilometers above the Earth's surface.